Hi, I'm Edwin, and you're watching Edwin Travels Too. And today I'm in San Pedro, California, here to take a harbor cruise. This is an annual cruise that the Port of Los Angeles puts on. It's a free cruise, and we go out for about an hour and we just travel the port and see some sights and learn some things about the port itself. So hope you like these highlights, and stay tuned, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. Los Angeles Maritime Museum. At one time, back in the 60s, it used to actually be a old ferry house where they used to ferry cars between San Pedro on this side to across the channel to Terminal Island. Actually, my father actually did take the ferry across when he worked on Terminal Island. Here is the main channel of the Port of Los Angeles. The port was built in 1907 and consists of 7,500 acres of land and water and has 43 miles of shoreline. Here is one of the many tugboats that go in and out of the port. On these banks once stood Port Sakal, home of many shops and restaurants, and it had a design of New Orleans back in the old pirate days. And here are a couple beautiful tall ships. This pink building, better known as the Pink Palace, was the Matson Cruise Terminal from 1953 until 1985. This six-story building you see is known as Warehouse Number 1. It was built in 1917. The water tower above it says welcome in 13 different languages. Here is the SS Lane Victory, a Victory-class cargo ship built in 1945 for World War II. It was built by the California Shipbuilding Corporation in this port. It is now a museum and you may tour it. During our harbor tour, we managed to see some California sea lions. These sea lions can grow up to be 800 pounds. Here is a U.S. Coast Guard base, Los Angeles, Long Beach. These are the residents and barracks. These Coast Guard cutters are 110 feet long. These buildings that you see right here with the cranes was Southwest Marine, a competitor to Todd Shipyards. What they did here was they did a lot of repairs for a lot of naval vessels and cruise boats. I actually worked here back in the 80s in this one building, the lower one in the corner, the grayish color one, light gray, and I worked on the second floor right above Marine. Today it's pretty much abandoned. It's used for Hollywood filming, and in fact when I actually worked there, they filmed an old TV show called Airwolf starring Jan Michael Vincent and Ernest Borgnine. This large ship that you see coming toward us is kind of rare to actually see here. Normally you'll see more container ships and cruise ships, but this ship here will carry things like sand, grain, and other dry goods. Here is one of many container yards along the port. The ships will pull up underneath these cranes and the cranes will start unloading the containers one at a time. It normally will take 3 to 4 days to unload a full ship. In 1 year, 8 million containers will go through this port. Here is a better view of the gantry cranes. Some could reach up to 300 feet tall. Here is the USS Iowa. It was built in 1943 and served in World War II, the Korean War, and several NATO deployments. It was actually decommissioned 3 separate times. If you haven't gone to the USS Iowa to take a tour, it's actually worth going. I highly recommend it. And if you haven't gone in a while, go again, because they've opened up a lot more places on the ship. Here is Fire Station 112. The fire station houses fireboat number 2 that shoots out close to 10,000 gallons of water in a minute. And here's the backside of the ferry house where the cars would come out at and go across this channel to Terminal Island. So that was our little tour of the harbor here. They do this once a year. It's actually a free tour that the Port of Los Angeles puts on. Had a great time, saw a lot, learned a lot, and hope you guys had a good time, and you guys will come out next year for this. Like I said, they do this every year. All right, well, join us for our next adventure, and we will see you guys later. And remember, be humble and kind. Bye-bye.